take that line.
It's that time again.
Let's go.
Let's
Get it.
go. Today is
Start it.
April 19, 2020. Welcome to the Dynasty Rookie Mode Podcast.
Almost 420.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Oh, yeah.
Even though I don't smoke, but it's okay. I still be excited. Legends of the Hidden Temple.
Bro, that's the show, isn't it?
What?
It sounds just like it.
Yeah, it is. Welcome, listeners, to today's episode. I'm Henry with my fellow co-host Eduardo to my right and Alex right underneath us.
What it do?
What up, man? What is up with you guys?
Not a damn thing.
Nothing new, right?
I wish I was one of them essential workers right now, bro. I'm bored as a motherfucker. I don't know how many projects I started. I only finished one. That one.
The only thing I'm excited for right now is the NFL draft. Which should be, in less than 5 days?
Yes, sir.
Right now.
In a couple
Looking
days,
to
man.
that.
All right, guys.
I'm interested. I'm interested how they're gonna do it.
It's gonna be just like this. I'm telling you. There's gonna
It's gonna be a Zoom.
pretty much. I mean, I don't know if it's gonna be 32 individual boxes, and then everybody, all their, I don't know if it's a GM or who's gonna be representing in the Zoom calls, but it's just gonna be just like this.
They're saying they hope Goodell like fucks up his laptop or something. He ain't gonna get booed this year. Ain't that crazy?
Yeah.
Damn.
He should
I mean, he's not gonna hear it one of the two guys.
If I was Roger Goodell, I would have one of these. He'll never get booed anymore. But anyway, guys, today we have a couple players to target for the 2020 season. We also are going to mention a couple players that we're giving up on. And last but not least, we'll give you guys a little teaser of the NFL draft before we sign off. But first things first, quick question of the day. What do you guys value these players in 2020 picks? Or if you guys want to add future picks, go ahead. Julio Jones. Start off with Julio Jones.
All right. I'll start it. Early, 101 to 103. That's what I would give up for Julio.
Straight up.
Straight up, yeah. Honestly, he's just too dominant. He's older, but he's in a high-flying offense. And he still has 2 to 3 more years of elite production. I'll take that any day over a rookie that's going to take 2 to 3 years to develop. Give me Julio Jones for 101 through 103. Straight up.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, y'all got me good at value, and I don't see me giving them up for CeeDee Lamb. I don't. I'm sorry.
It's an honest take.
I'll wait till like the end of the season and trade him for CeeDee Lamb. I wouldn't give up a pick. I mean, I wouldn't give him up for a pick.
That's a strategy. I mean, that's a strategy that could work. You know, CeeDee Lamb may not have the best rookie season, and people may be low on him, and you could probably flip a Julio Jones for CeeDee Lamb plus. So yeah, you never know.
I just hope he don't get dominate. Yeah. I just hope CeeDee Lamb don't go to the Raiders.
He will.
Good chance, man. It's a good chance.
It's a very good chance. I like the coloring in your room, Eddie. I like all that. It makes your face like really colorful and bright. It's nice.
Okay.
It's like you upgraded camera.
Nah, it's just the sunlight, dude.
Is it the sunlight?
Let me close my window. What the fuck you mean, bro?
Yeah, Eddie, you're glowing.
Yeah,
you got news to share?
But anyway,
I'm part Native American, bro.
102 for me is the lowest. I'll go for Julio Jones straight up.
Call me Red Hawk.
What was that, Henry? You go 102?
Yeah, 102 is the lowest I would go. For me. Yeah, for Julio Jones. Straight up.
Yeah, I mean, that's a fair deal. Yeah. If you think about it, it's a fair deal.
All right, how about the next player, AJ Green?
Okay, I'll let you guys start off right here because
he's
this
not
one was
my
difficult for me.
give up player. He's not my give up player, but if he was, which he's very much in line to be, because I don't think he's got that many more games in him. I'm sorry to say.
He's only 31. I mean, for me, that is pretty tough too. But if I can get him for, I think the highest will be 8. Because I just think that any wide receiver taken at that spot might take 2 years to develop. It's not going to be like a CeeDee Lamb or Jerry Jeudy. Even maybe a T. Higgins or Denzel Mims.
If Jalen Reagor goes in at 8, you know what I'm saying? Like, I would want Jalen Reagor.
I think I'll take him over Reagor.
Shit, in the mock draft that we did, he went fucking 2-2. So,
yeah, he definitely was somebody.
Yeah,
somebody that fell.
I would replace AJ Green with Jalen Reagor wherever he goes.
Yeah, I think that would be a good move, depending on where you sit, roster wise. If you have a roster that's going to win now, that can compete now, you'd rather take AJ Green over Jalen Reagor. It's been statistically proven that wide receivers take longer to develop because you have to learn playbook, you have to learn different routes, you have to transition into coverages that you weren't seeing in college.
True, but AJ Green's going to have a new quarterback too.
AJ Green, is going to have Burrow, which was the most accurate quarterback in all of college football last year. And we already see what,
but it's still new.
We're going to see where Kyler Murray. Look at Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray was a rookie, and he finished as a top 10 quarterback as a rookie. So AJ Green, where I value him, where I would feel comfortable buying him. Now, Henry alluded more to what he would do to sell, but the highest I would pay is probably a 202 to 206 range. I mean, he's just dominant, but you got to think about it. He's older. He's going to be 32, and that's if the NFL season pans out this year. So if we postpone it to the next year, he'll be 33. He already has injuries that have held him out the last 2 seasons. AJ Green is, I think, now just more of a name, a shell of his former self.
It's definitely
he's a player.
It's definitely a gamble. Go ahead.
It is.
He's like one of my crabs that shed his skin, bro. He a little soft.
But we're talking about, like, at that point, you're talking about somebody that's not gonna make an impact on your team right away. I mean, and Green has that potential to do it.
That's what I'm saying. It all depends on where your roster stands. If I was competing now, if I was in a competing team, I would probably pay a little bit more to get him, but I would feel comfortable giving at highest the 202.
Who's next?
It's pretty low. Our last player to mention is Adam Thielen, 29 years old, Minnesota Vikings.
He's kind of similar to AJ Green. He's already hitting the older side of his career. Diggs is gone. I mean, that's a big plus to his game. But I think Diggs is also helping him. Honestly, Thielen, to me, his body type, I don't think he's going to last too much longer. He was kind of already an underdog coming into his NFL career. I would feel comfortable giving around the same price range as what I would give for AJ Green. They're just 2 players that I don't really see highly. I'm not going out and buying unless I could buy at a good value. 203 to 206 range is something where I would feel comfortable for Adam Thielen.
No, I agree. I mean, you've seen what happened when Antonio left the Steelers, what happened to Juju. So I think the same thing will happen, even though Antonio Brown's a little clown. But everybody throws a temper tantrum here in a while.
I think he has a record for temper tantrums.
True.
Yeah, he does.
I don't think he's ever going to learn either.
I don't know. I think Thielen, he's been productive, though. Even with Diggs, and now that he's gone, I mean, at worst, he can be a mid-wide receiver, too.
Yeah, for how long, though? How long are you buying that?
I was 2 to 3 years at least.
Thielen's past his prime.
Nah, I think he's still in it, or downgrading from it. But if I'm getting 2 to 3 years for him, I'll give up probably the same. Honestly, maybe 109 instead of the 108.
Jeez,
I mean,
that's hefty for me.
If but that's if you're buying, because at 108 to like the 112, those are like playoff teams most likely, right?
Right.
So I mean, if he's gonna be your 2 or 3 on your team, why not?
I mean, you view him a lot higher than I do. I just think he's already a depreciating asset in Dynasty. And I just think that, we already just got a glimpse of what his body is showing at his age for the style that he plays. And I think Diggs did help him out, did compliment him tremendously. Now he's going to be pretty much the only wide receiver in Minnesota, which some players can live up to it, some players cannot. To me, that's too much of a risk giving a first-round pick for him.
Take that chance on that rookie, man. I believe in these wide receivers this year.
I mean, I'm not denying
fantasy's
I'm
about
not
taking
denying
chances,
the talent,
bro.
but if I'm pushing,
it's not always about playing it safe.
If I'm pushing and going and trying to make further in the playoffs, I mean, Thielen would be a good asset to have as your 2 or 3.
Yeah, no doubt about it. No doubt. To me, it's a riskier play. I'd rather pay higher, which is really me being a hypocrite for saying that I would pay 101 to 103 for Julio Jones, but Julio Jones is dominant. We don't. It doesn't matter who else is on his team. He's going to get his if he's double covered. He's just a more talented player. So I just don't see Thielen creeping into that first round range. I would feel comfortable giving an early second for him and then calling it a day.
I think that's robbery. Well, all right,
so
guys.
I'm known for.
Is there any player you guys want to mention that we didn't talk about? I mean, these were old Asian receivers, so.
No, man, let's get to the next topic. I'm excited.
All right.
All right.
So let's talk about a couple players that we're gonna target for the 2020 season. And Andy, since you're excited over there, man, why don't you start us off?
I chose Terry McLaurin. You know what I'm saying?
Scary Terry.
Scary Terry himself. You know what I'm saying? Like he didn't get a chance to build a relationship with Haskins in the beginning of the season. Haskins missed about 6 games, but even when Haskins came back, he wasn't really intertwined with him. You know what I'm saying? He didn't hit 100 yards till like the 15th game. So I think you saw a lot of what could happen next year in those last 3 games, though. Like that connection was pretty nice. Even though he did hit 125 yards on the first week, without Haskins, but
I love that pick.
It's very nice, man. He's got a lot of potential. He was great in college, that's for damn sure. Ohio State pulls out some great players.
Yeah, they do.
I love that pick tremendously. Scary Terry. He kind of emerged as a late round steal last year. He was the only wide receiver I think that had over 50 yards and a touchdown to start his career. He has all the fundamentals. He's a hard worker, good character, has good route running, has a rapport with Dwayne Haskins, and Ron Rivera has been known to produce wide receiver ones. We look at Steve Smith. We look at DJ Moore. So I honestly do have a lot of, excitement for Terry McLaurin. I think that was a really good one. He was someone on my radar. So I'll definitely give you kudos, Eddie.
Dude almost hit 1,000 yards in his first year. That's kind of impressive.
Very impressive. Very, very.
You want to go next?
Yeah, I'll take the floor. My guy is none other than the Carolina Panthers wide receiver 1, Christian McCaffrey. Joking. DJ Moore. DJ Moore. Man, I've been liking this guy for the longest time. He's entering his third year in the NFL, which is technically the breakout age for NFL wide receivers. That's typically when you see them taking that ascension into their ceiling potential. Well, currently his ADP is around 17 overall in standard PPR leagues. His value as of last year was 40, so you can see that his ascension has already occurred. In 2019, he already had over 130 targets with 87 receptions, over 1,000 yards. And this is after he missed some time due to a concussion late in the season, with a whole bunch of different quarterbacks throwing him the ball. There's been a lot of acquisitions in Carolina. They're going to have a different, offensive scheme because they brought in a new head coach, a new offensive coordinator, and a new quarterback. Teddy Bridgewater, a lot of people have him as a sleeper quarterback. He did amazing things as the Saints starting quarterback when Drew Brees was out. He went 5-0, throwing for nearly 1,400 yards, 9 touchdowns and 2 interceptions, while holding a completion rate of 68%. I think that's just obviously going to be an upgrade in quarterback for DJ Moore. And one thing that also got me excited for him, besides his talent, is the new coaching staff that they have. They have Matt Rule, which is the former Baylor head coach. He kind of turned around that program in Baylor over the last 3 seasons. He actually made some strides with Baylor. Started off really bad, 1-11 to I think 11-3 this last season. And obviously they got the bigger name, Joe Brady, as the offensive coordinator. If you guys aren't familiar with who he is, he helped LSU and was a pivotal piece to making one of the best collegiate offensive schemes of all time. So I think DJ Moore gave a lot. I give a lot of info on him, but I'm just really excited about him.
And CMC got paid. He ain't gonna play as hard. I mean, the wide receivers that they acquired,
I
don't really think
different,
go
man.
up to their level. You know what I'm saying? He's definitely gonna have them targets, and that's a good pick.
CMC's different. He's not like Zeke or. I mean, no offense, but he's not. Like work ethic. I don't see CMC as slacking it off just because he got paid.
No, I don't. I don't either. I think he's going to still return, try to do his best, and still have that production.
I mean, not necessarily him slacking, but the team's going to take care of him. They paid a lot of money to keep him healthy, pretty much.
Yeah, the offense is still going to funnel through CMC, but they're going to need a wide receiver one. And DJ Moore showed, even with CMC posting the numbers he did last year, he still did that with over 130 targets. He only caught 87 of those targets, but I think with a more accurate quarterback like Bridgewater, it's going to help him tremendously take that next boost and ascend. So he's a player that I'm really looking to buy.
All right. My guy is probably the least favorite out of this group. Tyler Boyd from Cincy. And the reason why I'm buying is this kid has finished as a mid wide receiver 2 in both 2018 and 2019. And a lot of people, they expected him to take another extra step with AJ Green being gone the whole year, but that wasn't the case. I mean, we can say the offense, quarterback play, even though Andy Dalton's my guy. but still, his offensive production wasn't as good as his 2018 production. And that's another reason why I'm targeting him, because even with AJ Green coming back, he was actually on pace while Green was on the field last year. he was on pace for over 1,200 yards, and then with last year he had 7 games over 10 plus targets, all with all. But of course, that's expected. But with Green, he had 4 games of 9 plus targets. So that after Green's injury, he never surpassed 7 catches during last year. He never eclipsed 100 yards either. So what I'm trying to say is that he has his better games with Green on the field. That's why, I'm not going to shy away from acquiring him, thinking that AJ Green's going to take all the work. I mean, this kid's putting up wide receiver 2 numbers, and he's probably your 3rd or 4th receiver on your team. And we all know who they going to draft. I mean, hopefully, Miami doesn't come up and get him, but Joe Burrow, man. And you know who Joe Burrow made famous over there at the slot? Justin Jefferson. And
a few people famous.
Well, yeah. I don't know if you guys had this issue. I was trying to find some college stats of targets, and I could not find that. Is that something college doesn't keep track of? Just off-topic question. Yes.
For LSU?
For college football players, I could not find any stats on targets. It was weird.
Sports Reference. You do Sports Reference, but you have to do individual players. I know that. To add to your point, I know that the LSU targeted both their alpha wide receivers, that's Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson, over 130 times.
Yeah, Jefferson had 100.
Offense.
I'm not sure how many targets because I couldn't find the targets. Whenever you guys get off this podcast, let me know where you find these targets. I could not find them. But anyway, Justin Jefferson caught 111 catches to Jamar Chase's 84. So if Joe Burrow is targeting the slot receiver that much, and technically AJ Green will be playing the out as Jamar Chase was playing, I mean, don't sleep on this kid to have another wide receiver 2 upside. I mean, 2 wide receiver 1 upside numbers. And since he's getting healthy, they're getting back. Jonah Williams hit their first round lineman last year. Mixon might hold out, might not, hopefully not. But even if he did, the running backs weren't really affecting the passing game that much. They were only getting targeted 3 to 4 times, even Bernard. So I still see Tyler Boyd getting a lot of work and is a good player to target right now.
Yeah, I agree with that. Tyler Boyd has that upside. His value is actually pretty low for what he's done the last 2 seasons. I think that's a really good player. AJ Green will come back and hopefully he plays the majority of the season or the entire season, which will benefit Tyler Boyd. And he will see, that cornerback 2 coverage, and coming out the slot with Joe Burrow, Joe Mixon. I think that offense is going to take a step forward. Tyler Boyd is like a Robert Woods type of player. Not too many people like the name.
Yeah.
But he shows the production.
They're reliable.
I like it. Yeah, exactly.
I like him if nothing changes in Cincinnati. But I got a feeling they might get Jefferson in the 2nd round.
Why?
I don't doubt it.
Is that really?
Why not? They already got the connection. They need a wide receiver. They need somebody to replace.
I would agree they do need to address the position, but
that's a bold prediction.
Yeah, I don't think it's that high.
No, Justin Jefferson won't fall that far.
Yeah,
not after posting what he did at the combine. He's gonna go 25.
First round.
Exactly. So I don't see him falling that, but they will address the position. AJ Green is obviously not going to be the answer. We'll save that for a later show.
Right.
All right, guys. You guys want to go over the players that you're moving on from? You want to go in reverse order and Henry start off?
Sure. I have the player I'm going to be speaking of. Player that I am gonna give up on is everybody's favorite running back, James Conner from the Pittsburgh Steelers.
No.
Yeah. I mean, I dug deep into this kid's production. And ever since 2018, right? Was that year that Bell held out, right?
Right.
And over the span of those games, so it was 2018 week 5 through week 10. That was 5 games only. He ran the ball for 105 times, 539 yards, which was an average of almost 108 yards a game. 7 touchdowns during those 5 games. Since week 10, week 10 of 2018. That's 2 years ago. Since that time, he's sorry, I lost my in every single game that he's appeared, it's been 15 games. Only 15 games since 2018. And he's rushed 167 times for 731 yards, which is an average of 48 yards a game. 6 touchdowns total during that span. So really what this kid did, what everybody's saying, like, oh, Pittsburgh runs a workhorse back, and not only that, he did that in 5 games, and ever since then, that kind of inflated his stats till now. Because to average less than 50 yards a game since 2018 of week 10, come on. Where has he been if Pittsburgh supposedly runs this workhorse back? And I actually dug deep into that too. With Le'Veon Bell, he had 10 games over 90% of snaps. And he flirted with 60% of snaps and fewer for half the games. And he was only over 80% of the snaps twice since he took over Bell's role, pretty much. So, and then all the injuries. I think if you can move on now, it's the time. I will gladly take a mid-second round pick or over, of course. But now it's the time to really ship him off. Pittsburgh has a couple picks. They're in the rumors of drafting another running back. I could see like Zach Moss going there. I was gonna say Laviska. Keyshawn Vaughn. But Laviska can take his production too. But they're both injury prone, so I don't see that happening.
Right.
But
I would put Laviska in the running back position.
James Conner, it's the time, man. You need to get rid of him now.
I agree. James Conner is somebody that flashed potential in 2018, but also missed a lot of time in 2018 and showed what his track history was going to be in 2019. He's someone that's not durable. Unfortunately, he's very talented as an athlete, very talented coming out of Pittsburgh, but just doesn't show that he can last to be a workhorse. He has a production, and we all know that Steelers produce a high-powered offense that's going to get a running back production, but they also addressed the position last season, so that was kind of already a question mark. They went with Benny Snell. They still have James Conner, Benny Snell, and
Jalen Samuels.
Yeah, Jalen Samuels under pretty much a committee at this point.
Yeah.
So he's someone that a lot of people still flash like James Conner. If you could still get people to think, hey, James Conner, that's the Steelers running back, and sell high on him, do it.
That and a lot of people are gonna say, well, he was injured last year, and Pittsburgh only likes to run with one back. But
right,
as much that I dug into him, that wasn't the case, man. Even the games that he played, it wasn't just him. Jalen Samuels vultured a bunch of touchdowns. Benny Snell's the end of last year vultured production. And if you can sell James Conner as an RB1, do it.
Yeah, I don't know how many teams see him as that, but if you could sell it, at a heartbeat, sell him.
I don't know, man. My sleeper app is telling me this kid still has RB1 value. So, sleeper, you're wrong.
That just means people are drafting him at that position.
Yeah.
They're still drafting him high. So some people are still high on him.
Yeah.
So if you could find that person that's going to pay you that price, then by all means, take that and run.
Yeah.
That's a gift. That's a gift.
I
All right.
I don't see him producing as much as when Bell left, so I would agree with that.
Yeah. So my guy is someone that I was high on when we were entering the rookie draft 2 years ago. I viewed him, I viewed him as a second option after Saquon Barkley, and for a lot of reasons, I thought that Juice. I value him just because of what he did in college and his style, and I figured he would be a first round pick. He ended up falling in the second round. At that point, I thought he was a value. Now I'm speaking of is none other than the Darius Geis or Darius Juice. Shout out to Angel. Call him Darius Juice. Really, it's not anything that he is not a talented player. He just hasn't been on the field. He's had injuries on top of injuries to his knees, which we've already seen what progressing knee injuries could do to running backs' value. Hence, Sony Michel, Todd Gurley. Obviously, they just don't hold that long. I was very disappointed not seeing him play his rookie season. He got hurt the first preseason game, and I was like, "Man, that sucks." I was like, "It's a time to buy him. Like, go buy him because people are going to forget about him." Then last season rolls around, and he flashes some potential. Busts out for I think like an 80-yard run or an 80-yard receiving touchdown at one point, and everyone was like, "Man, it's time to buy Geis again." Then he gets hurt, another knee issue, and you stop hearing from him. I mean, in his time while he did play, he posted 245 yards, 2 touchdowns on 42 carries, which was about 6 yards per carry. So when he's on the field, he is good. But how much risk is it to see him on the field? The talent's there, like I mentioned earlier, but I just think that he's going to be someone that's going to continue to fall. Right now, the reason I have him as a player to move on from is just because he's still being drafted within the top 70 players in PPR leagues. And I just don't see that price. I would not feel comfortable drafting him within the top 70 players over players like Sony Michel. I'll take Sony Michel like over Darius Geis at any point just because he's been on the field, Availability is always the best. If he's not available, then he can't start.
Right.
So Darius Geis, I just think he's just been plagued with too many significant injuries, too many significant knee injuries. For anyone to feel comfortable having him on your roster. If I could get RB2 price for him, I would sell immediately. If I get a second round for Darius Geis, I would sell that in a heartbeat. Because his value is going to continue to depreciate because they also brought in Peyton Barber. They still have Adrian Peterson and Bryce Love still on roster.
Even Bryce Love too, man.
Bryce Love's going to steal targets.
Oh man, bro, Alex, I think you're a year too late, bro. That was a little bit too easy. You should have been gave him up. Now,
yeah, I know.
The player I picked is the most consistent beast out there. Like, man, like if you had a attendance roll, this dude would have had the honor roll. But it was really tough choosing him. I picked Drew Brees, man. Now this is why. Okay, I know y'all thoughts right now. Now you might get one more year out of him, but like Henry said, these are players that you need to think about selling at their high point before they're out the league. And, now's the time to sell him because he's going to produce this year, not as much as the years before. Like last year, he barely hit 3,000 yards. And, I mean, shit, he hasn't been underneath 3,000 yards since 2003. And I was on another team. So you got to look at it this way. Yes, he did miss some games. He could have been at maybe 3,500 yards, probably more. But at the same time, I think you're starting to see his age. And, I mean, he did sign with what was it, NBC Sports, some kind of sports analyst?
Yeah, after he retires.
Right? Mm-hmm. So that adding to that, he's got 3 linebackers that are last contract, 2 linemen that are on their last year contract. So I think there's too many scenarios where they're gonna play his ass off this year. But next year, even if he does still stay with the team, I don't think they're gonna be as good protecting them or getting them on the field because they're losing half their defense, some of their line. Yes, he does have the best wide receiver in the league as far as like as today with Thomas, but who else? Traquan Smith. I mean, not really big production there.
You got Kamara and Jared Cook, man. They can step in. I mean, they don't Breeze like we talked.
What points does that give you to your quarterback unless he's passing to him?
Well, that's
You know
why.
what I'm saying? That's not a high percentage.
Well,
even if it's a pass catching back.
Yeah, Kamara can take it to the house. Cook can take it to the house. I mean, I can see your point. It is that time, he's already aging, but his value is good as a QB1.
This was tough for me because this dude's, like I said, the most consistent quarterback out there. But I believe it's his last year, and you need to look at what you can get. And you can get a lot for Drew Brees. I mean, I don't have no quarterbacks in the shoe. Henry, boy, if you want to give them up, you know what I'm saying?
What do you want? What's the most you're willing to give?
Relax. Calm down. Been on a couple beers.
Not on air, fellas.
I'm not allowed to trade. I'm not allowed to trade on more than.
Well,
it's like drinking and driving, and you can't drink and trade.
I mean, I don't blame you for wanting to, give up on him and ship him while you still can. But when I drafted him in our startup, which was like 11th, 12th round, that's a QB1 that late. I mean, in one quarterback leagues, yeah, it's different. You can wait on quarterbacks. The value's there, of course. But
no, I totally agree with you. But you got him late, and you can get somebody that was drafted early. Why not? I mean, you yourself can't because you got him, and you got just terrible fucking quarterbacks after that. But let's say somebody was smart. I'm sorry.
I mean, it's a one quarterback league. I am comfortable having Drew Brees as my QB1 for the year. I would worry about, a couple years.
I'm not saying get rid of them quick. Start them transactions now. Get you a Kyler Murray and an RB2, wide receiver 2. Kyler Murray is going to be the beast. You know what I'm saying? You need to start.
I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it.
Who do you have after Drew Brees? Drew Brees gets hurt, which he doesn't normally.
No, yeah, I know.
What he doesn't. But if he gets hurt, who do you got?
I don't got nobody. I got Ryan Tannehill and Andy Dalton waiting.
The Red Rocket. Like my team, okay, you know what I'm saying? We need to find that quarterback one.
In a one quarterback league, I'm not worried about it.
I would worry.
Right. Neither am I. So you're getting it's pretty much a 1 year rental at that point.
Yeah. Plus, they just got Sanders too.
Yeah. Anything over that year is going to be, obviously great. And,
all right.
You're really drafting a guy for Drew Brees for a year.
After he does decent this year, good luck selling him for something good.
Hey, man, he's like a Julio Jones. You just ride him till the sunset.
I mean, I got a lot more wide receivers on my team than I do quarterbacks, I'll tell you that.
You ride him to the ground, man. You get every ounce of production that player is going to put, and you call it a day. You just be happy.
I'm not going to lie. This was a tough decision, but what I'm saying is you need to start looking at what you can get today because tomorrow's never promised, and for him, next year's not promised.
Unless I'm getting another quarterback one, I'm not going to worry about it.
You can, though. Right now, can you at the end of the year when you know he's not going to come back?
No, I mean, if he retires, of course not. Next year, yeah.
But it's not only that I'm saying. He's going to lose a lot of great positions at his team. He's not going to be on the field as much. He's not going to get protected as well. Yes, he's going to have to throw it to Kamara. Let's see how far he gets. Hey, but Drew Brees, hey, go NOLA, baby. Woo!
Wow.
But it's only like an hour away.
I think the Saints are pretty built right now. They're in contending for a Super Bowl, so I'm not too worried about it. for
All the
next year.
assets they got,
Was that?
with all the assets they attributed and all the last contracts they got, they're gonna make a run for it.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
just saying. So can you?
But we're talking about fantasy, man. And I think the Saints got a game here in Las Vegas. That'd be nice.
Oh, they're gonna whoop the Raiders,
Dude. I would like to go. I would like to go there, root for and against him.
Root against him.
hey man, y'all need a Gatorade boy for a day? Well, I'm telling you, well, shit. I'll bring my own Gatorade. You ain't got buy.
All right. Well, yeah. Alex, you have any takes?
No, I mean, I could see why that's a player you're giving up on.
Yeah, I mean,
he just still has that production as a quarterback.
If you're talking about age itself, yeah, of course.
Yeah,
but
in a one quarterback league, he still holds value. 1 year, even if you get 2 years out of him, then count your blessings. But
I knew I was gonna get this. Hey, guys, shop around. Okay, get ready.
I'll get ready.
The bargain deal.
I won't have to worry about it when Dalton becomes the quarterback of the Patriots.
Oh God.
Well, anyways, let's move on to our last segment. NFL draft wishes. I mean, the draft's gonna be on Thursday, 23rd, 6 p.m. 6 Pacific, I think, or no, 5 Pacific. Anyways, one of those times.
Yeah.
So this might be our last show. Until then, what is your guys' NFL draft wishes?
Well, it's not wishes to me. I took it as bold predictions.
Oh yeah, bold predictions. I'm sorry. Yes, this is a bold prediction.
My wish is Seattle gets CeeDee Lamb, but that's not going to happen.
So, I'm going straight to the Cowboys now. I know my prediction.
All right, so this is a bold prediction.
So I have 3. So I kind of want to hear what you guys think. So I'm just going to dish it out. I'm going to dish one out and just hear me out. Before you guys say anything, hear me out. Lions, don't get another popular pick right now is Jeffrey Okudah, cornerback from Ohio State.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people are mocking him to him.
Yeah.
Because they gave up Darius Slay. What if they draft Tua? Now hear me out. Matt Stafford is signed through 2022. But when I dove deeper into his contract, he's getting $10 million of a roster bonus due to him, both 2021 and 2022. For a player that has been kind of hurt for the last few seasons, I mean, last season he had a spine injury. So that kind of derailed him for the entire season. So why not get a rookie quarterback on a rookie contract that could be more talented than Matt Stafford in the long run? Trade Matt Stafford or release him, and then work around Tua. Because let's be honest, the Lions are in a stat conference. They're not going to compete next year.
Their division itself.
That's what I'm saying. Their division themselves. That's what I meant. They're not going to produce. They're not going to go out there and try to win it.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking that they're throwing a smoke ball by saying that they want Jeffrey Okudah, and they're going to end up getting Tua Tagovailoa. Did I say that right?
Yeah, Tagovailoa.
Tagovailoa.
Every word, but yeah,
every syllable. So yeah, that's one of my bold predictions.
Okay, I like it. I mean, it's not far fetched. I mean, Matthew Stafford was hurt last year, and he's been injury prone for a couple years now.
Mm-hmm.
So I would like to see Tua behind Stafford for a year. That'd be nice.
You guys want me to go down my list? Because I have 2 more.
I got something to say.
Okay. You got something to say? All right, go ahead, Eddie.
A little bit, not a lot. You know what I'm saying? Not
too
much of your time. But man, they need so much defensive help. I don't think they'll do that bold move. And I mean, this is called bold predictions, but I don't think they're gonna get that bold. Now, there's a sleeper quarterback I've been hiding from you guys, and let's search him up, and y'all can look at him more in the future. But dude, they got so many chances to get a quarterback that can fit that scheme so much better and still, acquire their defensive player that they want. But I don't think they're gonna do that bold prediction now. Hold on, let me get to my players.
I was like, who are you talking about? It's a tease, man. Come on.
It is a tease, but I left them off. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want to give y'all all my sleepers, and if y'all want to look at our sleepers, go to the last episode. But oh, my tablet's slow.
Eddie's typing in. Okay, well, I'm just going to put my bold prediction out there. I think Clyde Edwards-Helaire is the first running back picked. He will be picked in the first round to the Chiefs. Not Swift, not Taylor, not Dobbins. Clyde Edwards to the Chiefs at the end of the first round.
It would make more sense. He's a more polished running back, and he's versatile. So I could see that.
That's my bold.
I mean, that's pretty bold in the first round.
We can go back to Clyde Edwards, but I was thinking about Tom Flacco. Go look up his film, and he's gonna go in real deep rounds.
Where is he going?
To Detroit.
Oh, okay.
Instead of Tua.
Oh, okay.
Let's go back to Clyde Edwards. I'll just give him a quick sleeper.
No, okay. Tom Flacco, 6th round. The next Tom Brady.
They can get him anywhere, bro.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, nobody's looking at him.
I mean, yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if Detroit takes a quarterback after what happened last year. So I can see that.
Ah, damn! What was that movie? The Independent, the football movie where the dude was named Flacco. Damn. See, Alex, look, we doing this off ahead, okay? Alex could have told this shit before, and I could have already had this shit preamp for you guys. Okay?
All right.
So blame the motherfucker with the LA hat.
Alex, what's your next bold prediction?
All right. So my next bold prediction is that the Raiders trade Derek Carr during the NFL draft to the New England Patriots.
I was thinking about a scenario like that. I would not be surprised, honestly. And who do you say they get him? Who do you say
they give him to New England?
Oh, okay.
Probably for second or third.
Nah.
Probably not going to be high.
Nah, it won't. It'll be some of their thirds because they have a lot of third round picks.
Yeah, like I'm saying, so I could see the Raiders trading him and going with Marcus year one, and then potentially going for a quarterback 2021, or drafting the guy late in this draft and seeing how he develops.
I was thinking of something similar, but I was thinking more of they move. Let's say Tua drops to like 8, 9. They move up to get Tua, and then they trade Derek Carr later in the draft.
Possibly. I mean, they have the draft capital to move up.
Yeah.
I was thinking about the same scenario where they moved up actually, and they actually went for Herbert or Tua.
Yeah. No, I mean,
so I could see it happen, man.
Raiders fan right here.
They're gonna go for Jordan Love. The Raiders are gonna stick with their sorry ass quarterback. The Patriots are gonna go with Jordan Love, and he's gonna be a beast.
They better.
We already know the bet we got with you, LA hat.
That's right. That's right.
So go watch that bet.
Long ass debate.
Right. Jordan Love versus Herbert.
Because it's a good one. It's a good one. You don't believe in Love. We don't believe in Herbert. Go watch the episode. You'll find out about it.
Yeah. It's 2-1. It's 2-1 right now.
Yeah. Your last bold prediction, Alex?
No, my last bold prediction is, which one I shared before we recorded, was that the Jaguars will trade a lot of assets to acquire 2021 picks, and they'll trade out of the first round this year and acquire 2021 picks. The writing's on the wall, which I don't think we covered the news, but writing's on the wall. It's come out recently that Fournette is on the block.
Oh, yeah, he is.
Yeah, he's on the block.
Oh, hey, come on, man. That's my bold prediction. Don't be taking shit from me.
Well, you could add to it, Eddie, but let me finish. I just think that they're trading their valuable assets they can and going in a full rebuild and tanking next year to go after Trevor Lawrence, which is the QB 101
next year.
for next year. Yeah, just
All right,
overall
Eddie.
very talented player. So I don't know. I could see them just trading out and getting all the picks that they can for next year, so that way they go for their guys.
What's your next bold prediction that you're going to be
No,
telling
that's
San
it.
Francisco
That's
Giants fan?
Oh, that was 3.
Eddie. What's your last one? Let's go.
Oh man, my only bold prediction is Fournette going to Tampa Bay. That way they don't have to worry about getting a running back,
That'd be nice.
and they're gonna get some motherfucking protection for Tom Brady.
Yeah,
What?
that's what they need.
2 birds with 1 stone.
My bold prediction: some way, somehow, Belichick finds a way to move up to draft Tua.
Possibly.
Yeah. It's been fun, y'all. Thank you for listening to the Dynasty Rookie Mode podcast.
Yeah.
Deuces.